So thankfully, we've come a long way from wooden legs, but what better time, October, Halloween, to be talking about pirate peg legs. I'm going to be talking to you about 2 ways that you can turn your prosthesis into a peg leg this Halloween. So this first method, we're going to be using furniture repair tape to basically just cover the prosthesis to make it look like a wooden leg. Now for the foot and pylon, you have a couple options. You can either cover the pylon with the tape as well and just leave the foot as it is so you're not messing with anything. You can also get a longer pylon and put a crutch tip at the end of the pylon or a stomper as well, but that is something your prosthetist would have to order for you. Also, if you have a cover, you can just throw a nylon over your cover and tape to that. Or you could also get a pool noodle, slit it on one side to wrap around the pylon, and you can put a nylon sock over that or just something over it for the tape to adhere to. And then you have the ability to shape that however you would like, if say you're going for more of that conical peg leg shape. Okay, so option 2 is a little bit more involved. This is not a step-by-step how to do tutorial, but if you are knowledgeable working with wood, or you know someone who is, and you have a awesome prosthetist that would love to work on this project with you, then definitely use this video as inspiration. Okay, so we are in Lowe's looking at our selection of legs here. You do want to stick with a harder wood such as oak or maple and avoid softer woods such as pine. So in addition to our table leg, we also have our 4-hole plate, some wood finishing stain, along with our screws. So when it comes to the screws, I've seen both. You can use the regular hex screws that come with these plates, but I went ahead and got some wood screws. So we're gonna go ahead and pre-drill our holes for our 4-hole plate and secure that to our peg leg. I would suggest doing 2 opposite holes first and getting those kind of set before you go in and drill the other 2 holes. So now that we have our 4-hole plate attached, we need to figure out what length to cut this. With this BK prosthesis that we're working with, typically there's a little indent at the bottom of the kneecap that we typically use, but you can use any point as long as you mark where that point is and you're using the same point. So we have 49 centimeters, and write that down because you will forget if you're anything like me anyways. Next, we're gonna go ahead and take the socket part off. I recommend using an older leg that's not your everyday leg that you use. If you are wanting to reattach a foot back to a socket, when it comes to removing the socket, you want to remove just 2 screws and ones that are right next to each other. And you can mark that with a Sharpie so you can remember. But this way, if you ever do need to if you have like a backup leg that you need to put back together, you won't lose your alignment. Now, this is really where you want your prosthetist involved. For above knee amputees, it's pretty straightforward. The alignment is a little bit more tricky for below knee amputees. Oftentimes, you may need to add a flexion plate or an offset plate to get the alignment right. But we got an initial setup, so we're gonna measure this whole length and calculate how much we have to remove to get our height. So the whole thing measures 95 centimeters, so we're looking at removing 46 centimeters. Go ahead and use whatever you have on hand to go make your cut. I am going to go use the Troutman. Use whatever you have to just kind of smooth these edges a little bit. kind of break these hard corners right here. And then we're also gonna add some stain just to rough it up a little bit. And there you have it, our beautiful pirate leg. Have an awesome Halloween. I would love to see some of your creations, whether it's a pirate leg or something else. So if you're on Instagram, you can tag me in those. Would love to see some of your creative creations.